Hello to all you geeks and degenerates. Welcome back. On this episode, we are talking about Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the second attempt at a reboot within this century, and thankfully, a more successful attempt. I'm joined by Nina and Jomar, and off the bat, I would like to ask the two of you: how did you hear about this movie? What did you think of it? And did you like it overall?
I think I'll start off because Jover is asking to start off. Um, I was 11 when it came out. Yeah, I was 11 when it came out, and I hadn't heard much hype around it. A lot of the movies that we tend, I should give a heads up. A lot of the movies we tend to review, I was very young for a lot of them. But I did see the posters and everything for it, and I was very scared because I was like, "Holy hell! What do they mean by Rise of the Planet of the Apes? That's terrifying." But it wasn't until later on in my life, probably in my late teens already, where I watched the original. Like, who was in the original? I'm trying to remember. It's so hard to remember. Not Mark.
Monkey.
Yeah, monkey. The monkey suits. The one with the monkey suits.
Charlton Heston, is that the one?
Yeah, that one. Like the really like original. And I remember being really confused because I was like, is this the right movie? And then I realized it's Planet of the Apes, not Rise of. But it was the monkey suits, not the CGI. So, but I had heard really good things about it. Like all of like for a lot of it. But I wasn't sure if they were actually good because I was too young to actually know shit about movies. But yeah, that's really what I had learned about it. But watching it now, I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of notes, so I'm ready.
Nice. But okay, a little disclaimer to anyone who's watching. My brother is in a business meeting, so if you hear little business talks in the background, I'm so sorry. But and I'm talking quietly for him. But yeah, I didn't really care for when this movie came out. I'm not mute, right?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, but yeah, I didn't really care when this movie came out in around 2011 because when I was too young. Same with Nina, we're pretty much the same age. And I only watched this once the third movie came out. Like, huh, the third movie's pretty good. I wonder what the first one was like. Oh my god. So that's what happened. But to be honest, I'm glad I watched it with a little bit of a mature mind. Yeah, same with Nina. I was like 17 when this came out, and 17 or 16, I don't know. And like I also got it recommended to me by Enzo. Again, if any like award-winning movies comes out, it's recommended by Enzo. He's the only guy I have to keep me updated in movies or anything pop culture, except for anime and hentai. But yeah, like I'm actually glad that I watched this a little bit ahead of time. Not ahead of time, sorry, when I'm a little bit older, because I would have not understood this one in back in 2011. And my parents hate this movie. My family hates this movie, but me personally, I love it. But we'll do that later.
Well, for me, disclaimer to all you folks watching, we came from a very unconventional school, to say the least. And it was one of the movies that was like, it's a no-no movie. And a few classmates of mine were like, you shouldn't watch it. It promotes these kinds of views. And we're not for that. We can't let that stuff fly. So, my school said. So, and I was very religious at the time. So I was watching Star Movie or channel surfing one day, and I saw it in Star Movies. As the shot of Caesar and the rest of his gang on top of the train. It's like, holy crap, that's cool. And then I was like, you know what? I'll watch the rest of this movie, and then maybe I can add to why it's such a no-no. And then I watched the rest of the movie, and I was like, my God, I really like this movie. I like everything
Humans
about
get what
it.
they deserve. We're horrible people.
And it wasn't like a movie about that. I'm saying. And overall, throughout time, especially with the second and third one, this whole trilogy It became one of my favorites. But the first one is still one of the best franchise starters for me. Like, if you want to reboot something and start a franchise, this is the way to do it. Great characters, great writing, great overall story. But we'll get into more of that later. So this movie had a big challenge, which is make this overall CGI character very relatable and very make the audience sympathetic towards him. That character being Caesar, he carries most of the movie. So you're just watching there, going, "My God, this is 100% CGI animal, and I feel bad for him. I'm rooting for him. I want him to succeed by the end." And he's portrayed tremendously well by Andy Serkis. This is like Gollum and then Caesar for me. So this is one of the best motion capture characters there ever has been. Well, throughout time there's like Caesar, Gollum, and then Thanos, but again, understory. But what they did with this movie is like this is how you make a great CGI character that's someone I'll remember throughout the rest of my life. It's not like he's annoying. No, he's smart, he's intelligent, and he's relatable. Even though he's an ape, he's relatable.
Damn dirty. But yeah, to be honest, I kind of agree with that because I didn't care for James Franco or his girlfriend or anybody else. Because I was like, can we go back to Caesar? Like, I want more of him. Can we stop showing Franco? But yeah, dude, I agree. Because I swear to God, again, my brother, I swear to God, like the attention to detail when it came to motion capping Caesar with Andy Serkis is that Andy Serkis did a really good job of developing a character without saying any words. So throughout the first half of the movie, you see a very, naive kind of ape at first, as a young ape. You see his eyes dart around, trying to figure out things on his own. And then later on to the movie, his eyes become a little bit more focused. I don't know, there's a little detail I kind of noticed is that his eyes became more focused. It stuck to one. It looked at one thing all the time. Like he's always focused, and I love that direction that Andy Serkis did because it shows growth within Caesar. I'm praising the acting methods that Andy Serkis brought to this character, and I really love it. And kind of funny too that his first skill is Draco Malfoy.
My father will hear about this.
My father will hear about this.
In fairness,
Kedavra, bitch.
the guy who owns that primate haven, sort of not a haven, but like the place where all the primates are. I think that was his dad. He actually mentions it being his dad. Like, "Oh, hey, dad."
Yeah.
So I
And
mean, in fairness, his dad really did hear about it.
Yeah, and it's General Striker from the X-Men
He's General
movies.
Striker.
Yeah. No, but is there anything else you wanted to say, Joma?
No. I just find it funny that Draco Malfoy just got Avada Kedavra by an ape.
He did. It's his wand. The electric thing is his wand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it was like reverse Uno card, bitch.
Damn, I keep moving my camera by accident.
It's
It's
okay.
But yeah, those are my takes on Andy Serkis and his performance as Caesar. I don't know, it's A-tier acting for me, in my opinion. Without
Yeah.
saying any words besides, well, no.
I think it was really fun getting to watch what I kind of the only reason. Okay, another disclaimer for our viewers out there. I'm a very big actor fan. So if I happen to be a fan of an actor, I will immediately give this movie higher than a 5 usually. And then from there, depending on how great the movie is, from there, because I usually trust actors' performances, and Andy Serkis really stepped it up for this movie, and I have to say, doesn't. I'm not gonna spoil my rating until later, but it's just so crazy how you're able to relate to something that doesn't look like you. how we see actors and we're able to relate to them, because that's a strong part, is that we're able to see ourselves in characters that we love, or some form of it, or some idealized version of ourselves in the people that we support, or the characters that we support. And to see something, someone not look like us at all, and yet somehow create such a captivating performance, I think that that's incredible. Because the facial expressions and the eyes, I remember people talking about it. The reason Rise of the Planet of the Apes was really good was because the eyes look like a human's eyes. Because if you look at the way the eyes were for other primates, um, for other primates prior to the drug being administered towards them, their eyes were different. But they gave Caesar human eyes. And that's why it was so effective in the storytelling. Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
right? Okay.
This is what I was talking about a while ago. That his eyes became more focused prior to getting more of the drug or growing up.
Yeah.
Right, you see his eyes a little bit more animalistic, and it's just darting around, analyzing things. But now this one is more focused, more human-like.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. And
But
in fact-
I agree with your statement.
Yeah, right? No, parang you
Yeah.
think about it, and like you see the way that they act, and they're still animals, but they're still somehow in fairness, they are the closest things. We are the things. Sorry, sorry to my old school, but we are the things that evolution wise
We
we
come
came
from dirt
we come
and
from
mud. What are you talking about?
I like how you're dancing around the
shaped
bush.
us.
and
I'm
then
trying
goes just like,
I'm trying to dodge a bullet from our old school. Because in
Evolution doesn't exist.
fairness, evolution doesn't exist.
Earth is only 1,000 years old.
I'm so. Oh my
hi,
god.
old school.
We're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna
Yeah,
get
no,
into
we're
that.
not, we're not.
We're probably gonna do a special episode on all of the traumatic stories we have from our old school, honestly, which we will never name for the sake of not dying, but like.
Or being sued.
Or being sued. But it's just special episode on our school. Sorry guys, we had technical difficulties, but that's really my take on Andy Serkis's and the creative choices that they had regarding how they would present Caesar, because again, animal and yet somehow more relatable than the actual humans. But I still like James Franco. I still really like James Franco. Jomer says he doesn't care for it. I love watching him on screen. He's a really good looking man.
That's fair.
And in fairness, his girlfriend's pretty too. So in fairness, for as zero dimensional as she was, like not even one dimensional, zero dimensional as she was really pretty. So I was like, it's a treat for the eyes. I'm not gonna complain. But yes, go ahead, Enzo.
I forgot she was a vet.
Yeah, she was a
Who's this
vet.
bitch?
That's the only reason. Like, I don't know why they had her. She was just randomly, oh, I'm a vet, and now I'm the girlfriend. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
I'll buy it.
I'll buy
Okay.
it. But go ahead,
She
Enzo.
she fixed a cut on Caesar's leg or something.
Yeah, and that
that's
was it.
I thought she won't like fix any major injuries or anything else.
Yeah.
No.
Both of you brought up a great point with the eyes, because you see it at a point of Caesar's turn. Like when he's brought to the, I wouldn't call it Haven Eater, the center where they keep all the apes. He's still naive. He's like, oh, this is fine. You're gonna come back for me, right? And then as time goes on, and then the second time Franco says, we can't bring you home, there's a turn in his eyes. And the third time he comes back, you already see it. He's like, oh god, he's adapted to this world and how cruel it can be by both apes and humans, especially from that. I don't forgot the douchebag of an ape, but that guy was an asshole from the beginning. I was pretty glad that he got his comeuppance and he was like forced to submit by Caesar and the big boy gorilla. Speaking of the other apes, is there any other of the apes that you really like? Because for me, it's Caesar and Maurice. I like those two a lot. And
Oh fuck
the
yeah.
gorilla.
Maurice was my
Maurice
guy.
is the gorilla, right? Or am I?
No,
Orangutan.
Maurice
The
was
orangutan.
the
No, yeah, I loved Maurice and Caesar, but I genuinely cried when the gorilla died. I was like, I know he barely got screen time, but okay. Here's my reason why I cried. because there was a genuine connection between him and Caesar, and there was he was like the first big, next to Maurice, he was the next big ally that he had. And you felt for these primates. You really did, because it's like a freedom fighter, you know? They're essentially freedom fighters for their own species. They don't want to be tested on. They want to stop. They don't want to be kept up in cages. And you sympathize with that. And even though he didn't have a lot, the cause that he died for, it was something I cried for. In fairness, I really cry easily. So for viewers who are watching from this point on, I cry really easily. But I have to have at least good reason to want to cry, right? I have to have some form of good reason. So so there. It was like watching a freedom fighter die for their cause. That's why I cried. So fuck you guys if you're laughing at me.
No. He just had limited screen time. Like, he had limited screen time, but he had some of the most badass scenes. Like, he body slams that fence in the zoo. I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking.
Really, that's it. Not him going up against a helicopter.
The helicopter scene.
Yeah, the helicopter scene too. But yeah, you see what I mean? It's the cause. That's where side characters are. That's a really good side character. That means if you can sympathize for them, even with limited screen time, that's good writing, guys.
And it's also, since we're still in the apes, it's a great setup for Koba, because he's in this movie. And it's established that he's already been tested on, and he's kind of messed up, and it's set up for what he's about to become. I don't want to spoil it for you two if you haven't seen Dawn of the Planet.
I haven't watched it. Don't
but don't say anything to me.
It's great setup, and he's played, for what limited screen time he has, he's played very well by, I think it was Toby Kebbell who was him. Yeah, it's Toby Kebbell, who's Doctor Doom in Fan Four Stick, and he's Kong and Kong Skull Island.
He's Kong. Holy shit!
He got some lessons from Andy Serkis, maybe.
I will say, I really feel like.
Well, as Jomer pointed out, there's not only apes in this movie, but there are human characters. So.
I don't care about. Actually, no. Okay. I like.
There's either positive side or the negative. Yeah, I like the dad portrayed by John Lithgow. He's very sympathetic, and you feel sorry for him because he has Alzheimer's. You're like, oh god, that's hard to go through watching it, and he does a great job of being a sympathetic dad who is going through this horrible disease. I also think this is one of for me at least, of James Franco's best performances. Like, I really bought into his character that he cares for Caesar, but at the same time he has to make the hard decisions.
Really,
it's funny.
Bring Me Spider-Man isn't your favorite James Franco performance?
You're so annoying, Jomer. I hate you. I hate you so
Are you confusing him with J.K. Simmons?
What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, use Green Goblin. What's his name?
No, he said Bring Me Spider-Man. So I was like, that's J.K. Simmons. What the fuck?
No, bring me a picture of Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's Jameson.
This is him saying shit about Doc Ock and like, bring me Spider-Man.
Oh, right. But yeah, it's one of his best performances, aside from Harry Osborn. Aside from that, I find his girlfriend fine, and the villain of the movie, the corporate villain, he's fine too. But like, that's about it for the humans. I like his dad, and well, I hate their douchebag of a neighbor. It's like, why the fuck? What's your problem with Caesar, bro? Stop swinging a bat at him.
Can I just say that I kind of found some of the acting awkward. Like, at points.
Which ones?
Like it was weird when James Franco would call Caesar, like he would be like, Caesar, like parang galit siya. Sorry, in English I meant to say, it's like he was angry all the time. Like, there were some moments of like, alright, especially when like the girlfriend would be on scene, that took me out of the immersion, where I was like, this is a really weird reason to have her, like, admittedly, again, as a girl, right, I'm kind of like, did she really have to show up? like did she really have to be there? What was her purpose?
I don't know. Hey, actually, I kind of disagree with that one, because it does show that side of James Franco's character, where it's to him, Caesar is a pet. Like, even though he says he's not, he is a pet. And how he would like command a dog to stop doing something. That's how he would do it. So I don't know. I think this is done on purpose, maybe, or maybe I'm giving this movie too much credit.
No, that's a valid. No. Don't worry. That's really a valid point. That on James Franco's on Jane Franco's acting in terms of how he performed it. I am sorry if I can keep going. Yeah, I think that's a really good point because you see that he treats him kind of lesser than him, even though to him they should, he in his mind, should be equal, right? He still kind of sees him as like, you're an experiment, you're a pet, and even the way he treats him, it's kind of like, even though he loves him a lot, it's still more he still sees him first as an animal rather than a being with his own personality and such, which goes into morality points and ethical standpoints if you guys think about it.
There we go.
I don't want to. I'm not going to bring so much into it, but it brings up the if you think about it, it really brings up the question: if a being that doesn't look like us, like let's say it's an alien or an animal, right, has the same cognitive functions as us, how much human rights should we give towards them, right? Like you think about it, that's an ethical standpoint because Caesar can talk like a human, even though it was only one word in the movie. He thinks like a human, he has the intelligence of a human, and yet because of what he's physically kept as, like as a monkey, chimp, sorry, as a chimp. Monkey.
It's 2021, no one uses monkey anymore.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have a chart of animals here. It says monkey right here. I'm so sorry. It's a product of its time.
But right, it really brings up the ethical standpoints of how much are you going to afford them human rights because of how they are presented as in real life, what they physically are. And then it also goes into animal testing. There's a lot of ethical problems in this movie that I was just like, wow, this is really bad. This is a lot of, oh shit, bad moments.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because I think that is the theme of this movie is that,
humans suck. Just kidding.
We humans suck. Oh, I'm saying it out loud, we suck. And what we get in the end is what we deserve. And yeah, we took advantage of these animals, especially not just, monkeys. Apes. I'm so sorry.
You can say primates.
Don't come after me.
You can say primates.
Don't come after me, Caesar. Don't come after me, Andy Serkis. Actually, please do. I would like to meet you one day. But
Me too.
Yeah, but yeah, I see what you mean. Like, especially when people call it a damn dirty ape, and I love that reference. And yeah, it brings up. How much rights do these animals have? You're doing tests on them. You're putting them in cages when you promise them a home. I think that's the entire theme, and that's why they're having this whole uprising. And I will say, I don't know what's up with male version Karen. Like if somebody's banging on my door, why would he ask the person who's banging on my door, "What are you doing here?" Well, he's coming here for me. Dummy. And look at that, you got sick. And you're a pilot. Thank you, male version Karen.
Yeah.
I love the fact that
he annoyed me.
he's like poking the chest of the dad of John Lithgow, even though he knows they have a pet chimpanzee, and yet he continues to like antagonize John Lithgow. Like, bro, stop! You can't go up against a chimp.
It's like you poking at a guy who has a pit bull who roams around the house and not in a cage.
I feel like
Really?
I feel like also like, isn't it clear that this man is clearly confused? Like, isn't there something about the way that he acts? I'm like, you are poking a man with Alzheimer's. Like, you don't have to know that he has Alzheimer's to know that there's something clearly wrong, regardless like of his mental state, right? Like, how shitty do you have to be to do that? I got annoyed too. I'm gonna agree with Drummer. I got completely annoyed. I don't know how.
No, he's a pilot.
He's a pilot.
He's a pilot. That was his excuse. He's like, I'm a pilot. I gotta drive to my work tomorrow. I'm like, no one cares. Shut up.
Guys,
What do you think of the last act, especially the battle of the Golden Gate Bridge? And are there any individual standout moments for you? Because mine is the gorilla versus the riot officer. I'm like, why are you charging a gorilla, dude? It's a fucking gorilla. Have you not seen enough Animal Planet, dude? Those things are scary.
It's a roided up man. What are you doing? Yeah.
Like, gorillas are scary, but Marcy's kind of scarier because I don't know what orangutans can do when attacking people. So it's like, I haven't heard of any
they could fling.
that.
They could fling a manhole at you.
They can, supposedly, and
I
according
think
to
that's
the
supposed to say a
movie.
lot. Have you
Captain
seen?
America.
Have you seen Jungle Book, the movie, the live action one?
No.
Shit, there were two.
With Christopher
Uh,
Walken, the
is it
ginormous
Christopher Walken?
orangutan. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they can do. That shit's scary.
Oh Jesus.
For me, that's.
Well, we're
shit's
not on that
scary.
movie.
Oh, sorry.
Last thing I
Okay.
would like to say is that it shows how intelligent these apes are. With more heightened intelligence, which is very scary because like from above and below they're attacking the humans, and like that scene where they're pushing the bus,
The bus.
and then he's just
Yeah.
riding up on a horse, and he signals all of them to go, 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 and they just drop down like it's fucking Assassin's Creed. I was like, fuck. No wonder they started
Yo.
running away by the end. Like, fuck
Ape
that.
Assassin's Creed.
Yo, this is like the funnest like scene for me because I love seeing cops getting pulled out of their cars and being thrown off the bridge. I was
Jesus
like,
Christ.
that shit's sick. I was
That's
like,
That's an awfully like specific itch that you have, Jower. I specifically like it when policemen get thrown out of their cars. I'm like, that's awfully specific. How often does this happen?
by any every day. Okay. But like, I don't know, I find it cool. I was like,
No, I'm not like being offensive or anything. I'm just saying that's a very specific itch that you have, Jower. Like a very, it's always something.
I like monkey grabbing cop. Cop. I said cop. Yeah, go on.
Back to what John was saying about the last act of the Golden Gate Bridge. He was saying about monkeys overpowering the police by a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder why they didn't get like the army. Wait.
Because
Okay.
they're just
They're
animals.
apes.
What are you gonna do?
But you see how well they're doing.
No, but
Like-
dude, everything that happened in the span of like half a day, like probably 12 hours. You're not gonna have like what it takes to get the army going is like you need to have a genuine threat, and no one's gonna think, grabe naman, these monkeys are so intelligent. No one knows they're intelligent. The only people that
No.
know were James Franco.
If a group of elephants started grabbing spears and throwing it at people with
They
good
don't ha-
accuracy,
I think it's
army would
more
come. I think the army
non-believable.
would
Like,
come.
elephants? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yo, we have footage. There is footage. There's film. There is like a news. These
I don't
apes have
think live streams
spears.
were-
Dude, you're
back
not gonna
then.
get the army to get animals. You're gonna get animal
Army,
control to get
back
animals.
me up on this. Would you come if the monkeys start attacking us? Army, back me up here.
I mean,
Like
they're not
any
a
veterans out
that's a
there?
threat.
Any veterans
They're not-
out there? Go ahead, Enzo.
Oh, shit.
There's like some Vietnam vet watching our dumb videos.
I'm so sorry. Our video is so messy. I'm so sorry, guys.
We're keeping up with the program.
It's okay.
Anyway, I don't think they would call in the army because they're not in the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes threat yet. When they, I don't want to spoil it for you now, but they're not
But, I
that
mean,
level
she
yet.
knows it escalates to that.
Okay. But yeah, the whole sequence from their escape to the woods is amazing.
Speech impediment.
Stop! Just guys, if we make a mistake, just keep rolling with it. Just keep rolling with it. We gotta
Okay,
finish. We gotta
go.
finish before my video conks
You can
out
cut this part
again.
out. You can cut this part out.
Go. But yeah, I think I'll read that entire sequence is amazing. Need anything in the Golden Gate scene that stands out to you aside from the poor gorilla dying?
Yes, aside from the poor gorilla dying, which everyone already knows was really bad for me, a really traumatic moment for me. I really thought that Caesar showing himself to have a form of morals, but also boundaries was really interesting. Him choosing not to at least sparing corporate baddie but not saving him was something that shows a really complicated character arc right there. Because, admittedly, it's something that, it's kind of fucked up to a certain point to be like, I'm not gonna save you. You are at the bridge of probably dying, but I'm not going to kill you, but neither am I saving you. And that shows a really that's kind of a flaw if you look at it, because it's also very, again, it's fucked up. It's knowing that someone is at the verge of dying and yet not helping. But of course, it wasn't as far as the bonobo who literally pushed him off, and it was like, oh,
Did you say bonobo?
he is a bonobo. I googled it. He is a bonobo.
Oh, okay.
I didn't call him a bonobo like a bobo.
She's correct, everybody. Sorry. I was like, are you insulting this ape?
He's really a bonobo. I googled it.
Okay.
Back then, you thought I called him a bobo.
No. I was like, okay.
Bonobo came from an animal. But anyway, that's a really smart bonobo for what it's worth. But then again, they're all smart. But like, yeah, it showed a really it shows that Caesar is a flawed character, and I find that really interesting because it's very rare that I would think to see a character like an animal so complicated, like a human character, but it's just so interesting. So yeah, that's my point, bonobo.
Yeah, I will say I really like that scene as well, where they're on the bridge, and he chooses, I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm not gonna save you either. Like,
Also, Batman Begins.
oh, damn it! I was gonna make it into a joke. Damn you!
Are you gonna do the voice?
Nah, because Caesar has a one good quote of, "Is that who I am underneath? That defines me."
Bro, is that a spoiler? What the
No, I'm kidding. He didn't say that. But I don't know. After that scene though, it was like they get to the redwoods, man, and
Yeah.
they get that heartfelt moment with Franco. I really keep forgetting his name in this movie.
Will.
But I don't care. All right, cool. Okay. But I don't
First
know.
time I saw it, I thought they would pull like a cheesy ending where like, you know what, I will come home with you. I will abandon my apes.
I was gonna say this. That if they went with, oh, I guess my fight's done. I'm gonna go back home with you since you still, accept me as who I am instead of as a pet. But no, if they went with that route, it would have ruined the entire movie.
Mhm.
In my opinion, it would have ruined the entire movie. And I'm happy that he was like, yeah, ape's strong. Me and my ape bros, we're gonna take over San Francisco. Fuck all y'all. But yeah,
And then
I
the
love that
world.
shit.
And then
the world.
Yeah.
My God.
This is a cool example of how musical scores can play a big part, because the music at the end, it's powerful. It's like, man, this is a new beginning for these characters. The future is uncertain, but hopefully these characters, their lives and their journeys turn out well.
Is the hope.
Keep trying to remember, I shouldn't spoil too much.
Yeah. It's okay. I know this is a spoiler review, but it's a specific movie spoiler review. So for others who may not have watched it, watch it before we have our review come out. But yeah,
don't spoil it in the comments, because Nina hasn't watched it yet.
And then God. But yeah, you have They flood it. No, but yeah, Enzo is that's right on the money, because the scoring of this movie was really epic. Like, it felt very. I honestly, it was a good kind of invisible. Like, you know how certain scores, there are two, for me personally. There are two types of scores that are really good. It's either the ones that you're really familiar with, that are like really epic. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't mind that.
Tell me.
Yeah, but like, think like Wonder Woman's theme from like the Snyder films and the Justice League films, or something like this where it's a lot more subtle but really interesting to listen to nonetheless. That really elevates the music and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I gotta say, yeah, the score of it was really amazing. Especially it kind of hit home, no pun intended, when Caesar says Caesar is home. I was like,
No!
Yes,
Oh my god, I forgot. That's another point that made me cry. I was like, I really
Nina.
felt for this. This whole movie was really, it's so good. That's how you know it was really good for me. Is that if I felt for the characters and I cried, that's like a good bar. Did Nina like it? So therefore, did she cry?
She cried. She liked it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
For Christmas,
yeah.
we just give Nino plushies of gorillas with holes in them.
Yeah. Don't steal my joke for them. We don't want to get it for Christmas.
If you're in the Discord community, can you make some drawings? I'm kidding.
Yes. If you're an amazing artist, make a dead gorilla for Nina. I'm kidding. I'm
That's so
kidding.
fucked up, Jomar.
Yeah. Anyway, before we go to the verdicts, one scene I really do like before the end is like when Caesar gets his, and the rest of the days get like the drug. They're all like in a meeting, and then the head of the compound is like going home is like, I'm gonna go, what the fuck? And you just all see these apes gather around Caesar, and he's teaching them to sign. And then Caesar just looks at him like, what's up? He's like,
What's up?
I'm gonna go
Okay.
home. And then, just shows how if that ever happened in real life, we are not prepared for that. But yeah, any final thoughts on the movie? Any nitpicks? Any more positive you want to talk about?
Oh, that last scene though, like at the end credits, where you see the pilot guy, the male Karen, you see him because he's a pilot, go to other countries and spreading around this disease. Damn, seems kind of familiar, huh? But like,
Should have stayed at
yeah,
home.
should have stayed at home. No, kidding. But like, I don't know, I love that. And then at the end credits, you see the dots connecting each other from country to country. I'm like, shit. I guess apes ain't the only problem now. And knowing that the fact that they're immune to this virus, shit.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love that scene. I really do love that scene. How about you, Nina?
Personally for me, no other nitpicks or anything like that. Positive wise, I think I've said everything that needed to be said. But personally, yeah, it was such a good movie. It's one of those. There's a reason that it won an award. Admittedly, award for CGI, but it was really good story wise. It was really good characters wise. At least monkeys wise. The primates wise. I
Monkey.
mean,
Yeah.
monkey wise.
Monkey.
Oh yes, Jover, we
Like-
get it. They're monkeys.
Monkey.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, other than that, I've said everything that needed to be said, and I really, really, really like this movie, and I'm so glad I got to watch it with you guys.
Yes. Why did they pull Jeff Goldblum? Yes. Anyway,
Yes.
let's go to final verdicts. What would you rate this movie?
No. I guess I'll go first. Well, I'll give it an 8. A solid 8 out of 10. Like the CGI is solid. The action scenes were solid. They were very, I would say, creative with using apes as and how they would use it as a strategy to fight us. And I kind of like seeing that. And the downside why I'm giving it an 8 is that the human characters were kind of lacking, except for the father of Will, who Charles.
Mhm.
Charles and Will, they were the only two characters I really cared about. The others were kind of like one-dimensional, and as Nina said a while ago, the girl was kind of zero-dimensional at all. But yeah, I feel like the human characters were a little bit weak here, and that's pretty much my only gripe. Like, and I wanted to see more, and thank God they made more. But yeah, that was my only gripe with it. This movie is a really good movie, I will say. And to any sci-fi fanatics out there, I really suggest, if you haven't seen this one, please do give it a try. It is a fucking amazing movie. And the other movies that follow up are also like pretty good. But yeah.
Nina?
I will also give it an 8 for the same reasons that Jomar's pointed out. Again, human characters were quite weak. Although I understand that the reason that they had to do that was because they really had to highlight the human nature of the animals. Funny enough, the human nature of the animals. So where was I? Yes, I was talking about giving it an 8 out of 10 for the same reasons that Jomar is. And I understand that they wanted to highlight the human nature of the animals, which was very understandable. That you can't just highlight everybody. But I just think that there were characters that didn't even need to exist, admittedly. Honestly, the only reason I could think that the girl was there was because they just needed some form of girl representation, which I could go into a whole video about. But other than that, I think it's a wonderful movie, and I really cannot wait to watch the rest of it. I hope it doesn't stress me out that badly, but it probably will, judging by Enzo's reaction to what I just said.
Beginning, this is a very good example of how if you want to reboot a franchise or any movie, redo, reboot, anything, you should take notes from this movie because this is a great way how to do it to start a good franchise. Well, actually, a great franchise. And I'm also going to give it an 8 for the same reasons John Marnina gave it an 8. Apes are great. Humans, aside from Will and his dad, are mostly forgettable. Like John Marnina pointed out, Frida Pinto, I just remembered was the love interest, and like she's forgettable. David Oyelowo, well, sorry, I'm butchering that name. He's forgettable as the corporate bad guy, but like, yeah, in terms of building up a great character and a great series of films, this is the way to do it. I wish more movies or more executive heads would take notes from movies like this on how to reboot or redo a movie series, aside from just being lazy about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8 out of 10 is a very good start to a very cool, very great trilogy. And it seems ironic that this trilogy with Andy Serkis is his best sci-fi trilogy, aside from a certain other sci-fi trilogy that came out right about the same time.
Which is
Star Wars.
he was in it.
Yeah, he's Snoke. Or did you completely forget about that?
I completely forgot about it because I hate it. But go on.
That's a conversation for another time. This has been our very coherent video on Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Oh man. Sorry, this is a bit messy, but hey, we're still learning,
Yeah. Doing this alone kind of hard, but us together.
Apes
Strong.
together strong.
Apes together
Monkey
strong.
together strong.
Monkey brains together strong.
If you were to pick any other sci-fi franchise that you would like to redo, remake, reboot in this fashion, what would it be? Aside from Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay.
I know Jomer's answer.
Well, oh shit. Wait, no, they're already remaking that. I would say I think they should redo Alien.
Fuck, you took
I
my
don't know.
answer.
I don't know. I want to see like another perspective or of like how they got taken over by the Xenomorphs or something like that. I don't know. I just want to see that, or a special ops team going inside, another special ops team going inside. I don't know. I really want to see another good version of the Alien franchise, because sadly, with every good franchise, they kind of go downhill. Hopefully, they do service to, if ever they do an Alien one. That's what I would like to see. How about you, Nina?
You took my answer, so I have nothing else to think about. Because admittedly, I'm going to admit to everybody here that I don't know a lot of sci-fi stuff because it's not necessarily my genre, other than the usual Alien versus Predator, I guess. I don't fucking know if that was a good movie because I don't watch that shit, right? I don't know that shit.
It's
maybe
gory.
not,
I know
maybe
you don't
not.
like gore.
I don't know. Fucking, I know about what I know about. Like, I don't know a lot of sci-fi stuff. So because Jower took my idea, so admittedly, sorry guys. I'm learning.
Dune, but I was like, I'm sorry. They're already making it into a movie.
Yeah, Dune is already becoming a movie. So I mean, whatever, right? Yeah, I don't really have anything, but I'm learning. I'm learning about the genre.
Yeah. She's still new to this.
I would pick Predator, because it's been a while since we had a good Predator movie, and I would like them to, do something original. Or if not original, just be good,
Be
please.
better. It doesn't have to be gory or anything. You can make it scary. Why do you have to
Yeah.
make it into a comedy? Damn it! Why? Sorry,
Uh,
I got gripes.
maybe one day we'll do all the Predator movies and see how it goes downhill. Because admittedly, for me at least, there's only one good Predator movie. That's the one Schwarzenegger. The rest is like, it's passable. 2 is passable. 3 is Predators was fine. Predator 2018 was hot garbage. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, Predator 2010 was actually like a guilty pleasure for me because I know people said it was bad, but I really liked it.
Yeah,
That's
I
okay.
do.
We're allowed to have guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Mine, I will never tell you because you're gonna judge me for.
You can tell us
Yeah,
after.
that's
Yeah.
wise choice.
Um,
Yeah, cool. Take us away, Enzo.
Yeah,
Let's
take us away,
finish
Enzo.
this.
Before that, I do like Adrian Brody. Obviously, watched The Dark Knight before that movie and decided to do his own take on it.
Batman voice.
Yeah. I'm here. Kill music. Stop it. Anyway, that's it. Been it for today. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Please continue to stay safe, social distance, wear masks, get vaccinated if you can, as soon as you can. And Nina, is there anywhere else we can find you?
You can find me at Nina.
What the
Well,
fuck?
I
have
I
the
know I
power.
see Jomer. Jomer showed me this earlier, but personally, I stream now on Geeks and Degenerates, facebook.com/Geeks and Degenerates, whatever. We'll put the link somewhere in our description below. But I can still find me Nina on Instagram with 3 H's. It's right here in my username. So yeah, there's that.
Okay.
You can find me.
Summer, how's your
Yes.
IG?
It's very good. It's very good. I have a lot of backlog. I got a lot of backlog. Holy shit.
I still
Okay.
can't
wait.
find you, bro.
Oh god, you just gotta look harder. But yeah, I'm at Jom. GOM all caps. I'm on Instagram. I like doing that.
Yes, he does. He does very good at it. And before we get even more incoherent,
End it! End
No,
my misery!
End this fucking video, please.
End my
thank you so much for watching this video. Summer's phasing. We'll see y'all next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for
Most of the show,
watching.
mate.